Norma Jean Mortensen, also known as Norma Jean Baker, in her childhood was born on June 1st, 1926 in Los Angeles, California. During World War II, Monroe got a job inspecting parachutes at the Radio Plane Company. Army photographers who had arrived at the plant to take pictures of the female workers discovered Monroe. The first successful posing arose Monroe's love affair with the camera. Although some people looked down on her, Marilyn Monroe was the biggest sex symbol of her time. She was famous for her films and her photos. To better understand Marilyn Monroe, one must consider her childhood, fame, and death. She is still loved for her beautiful photos, films, and her quotes. Monroe was also known for her famous love affair with John F. Kennedy. From her difficult childhood to her fame and fortune, and leading up to her death, Marilyn Monroe was an interesting woman with an interesting life. Marilyn Monroe had a difficult childhood. She was born to her mother Gladys Monroe Baker Mortensen, a film cutter who was unmarried when she gave birth to her. Monroe's father was never identified. Monroe had a very unstable life from the very beginning. Her mother suffered from a mental illness that left her unable to care for her young daughter. Monroe saw her first foster home at the age of 2 weeks. She was placed in a number of foster homes, guardianships, and orphanages. Monroe had accepted the life of switching around through different homes, where she was on several occasions sexually assaulted, and she reported being raped when she was only 11 years old. Monroe's sexual abuse may be linked to her lifelong struggle with sex addiction. Monroe had learned that she was just an object to men. Her title as sex symbol could also be viewed as her being a whore, not as beautiful, sexy, and a confident woman. By age 15, she had found a boyfriend and dropped out of high school. To escape from the foster homes and sexual abuse, she married James Daughtry in 1942 at the age of 16. I have discussed Monroe's childhood struggles, and now I'll inform you of her fame and adulthood. While her husband served in the Merchant Marine during World War II, Monroe found a job inspecting parachutes at the Radio Plane Company from 1944 to 1945. Army photographers who had arrived at the plane to take commercial and military pictures of female war workers discovered her. This sparked her career in modeling. She and Daughtry divorced in 1946. All by age 20, Monroe had her first screen test, signed a contract with 20th Century Fox, and adopted the name Marilyn Monroe, which was legally changed in 1956. Her film career took off quickly. She was famous. Studies have suggested that she may have become a prostitute in order to support herself. She at times engaged in sexual affairs with men who she was certain could help her make advances in her career. In 1948, Monroe was able to sign a new contract with Fox, but her first noticeable roles didn't reach the screen until 1950. Monroe's greatest films include Niagara. It was one of her first starring features. This film was made in 1953. She also starred in Gentlemen Prefer Blondes, Bus Stop, and The 7-Year Itch. Now that we have discussed about Monroe's beginning of fame, I will discuss her death and cause of death. Marilyn Monroe reached the end of her life too soon. Monroe had 2 more marriages before her death, Joe DiMaggio and then Arthur Miller. She had divorced both of them, but months before her death, Monroe had been seeing DiMaggio frequently, and it was reported that she agreed to remarry him. Their wedding date was set for August 8, 1962. Fox had rehired Marilyn to complete the film Something's Gotta Give on August 1st. Monroe was found dead in her home on August 5, 1962. The accepted cause of death is a lethal dose of barbiturates. People believe it was possible that Monroe had committed suicide. She was an example of a woman who lived through intense experiences as a child and an adult. Monroe had a drug and alcohol addiction. There is no question that being addicted to drugs or alcohol is an intense experience for anyone. Addiction probably helped her feel wild and soulful, while at the same time she was destroying herself. Was it really suicide? Through my research, I have learned that there was no drink found at the scene which she could have used to swallow the pills. Records show that there was no trace that the lethal dose passed through her stomach. There was no damage to her colon, so is it possible that she was given an enema? No investigation happened, and no one was charged for the murder of Marilyn Monroe. I know that Marilyn Monroe struggled greatly throughout her life, but also overcame a lot of obstacles. Despite her drug addiction, through her movie roles and modeling career, Monroe remains a role model for many women. Thank you.